Hey guys, Sal here with Details Growth. Today I am sitting down with one of our beautiful sales coaches, Aaron. How are you, man?
What is going on, people? Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thank you for continuing your education with us.
Yes, sir. Yes. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode of our weekly coaching calls. These are pre recorded. If you have any questions about anything we talked about previously, or you're just curious on certain scenarios, feel free to submit those in the Facebook group. But today we're going to be talking about video content and the importance of it. So video content, if you've been around, we've talked about it quite a bit, and there's a big reason why, because it can make such a big positive impact on your business. And we'll go into basically everything related to video content. So, Aaron, why don't you start us off? Why is video content super important as a ceramic coating installer?
Yeah, so video content is actually one of the most important parts of becoming and getting to that next level. If you've ever wanted to scale the business, if you've ever wanted to increase your revenue, if you've ever wanted to get more ceramic coating jobs, video content is absolutely number one. And the reason is because it is actually proven on a percentage that it increases the click through rate when it's a video as opposed to a photo, and it's more engaging for prospects to actually view all of your services or learn about something in a video format. It's the new day and age likes to see
Yeah.
video content,
Yeah.
and the educational part of it as well builds a lot more social proof and social
Yes.
trust than any photo ever can.
Yes. And yes, that's a great way to put it. The way I always tell clients, prospective clients, or anybody just curious is think about it like a blog article, right? So, back in the day, if somebody was interested in a coating, they go on Google, they just search up ceramic coatings, they read blog articles, they watch some YouTube videos, right? The downside with that is one, they're getting information that's not specific to your business, right? So, with the products, your process, even your pricing, we want to include all of that in this educational video, right? The other step is that you want to be the person giving them that information, right? Directly from your business, right? That way they're not, again, seeing different products, getting different price points, getting all different information that shows up on Google, with the top ranked articles. Um, but yeah, if you think about it like that, somebody goes through that journey first and then they begin watching videos, right? They watch YouTube videos, they see what the benefits are, the pros and cons, right? I'm sure everybody has seen those popular YouTube videos, right? With that blue Subaru with the mud getting sprayed on it, right? Everybody has seen that
Yes,
video.
yes, everybody.
And even people outside of the detailing community, they're familiar with that kind of content. Again, a lot of that might not be specific to your business, which is where that's what we're going to be talking about here today, right? We want to make it tailored to your business. The other part about the educational video content is that it helps you stand out both with organic methods of marketing and paid methods of marketing, right? So I'll give you an example, Aaron, right? Back in the day, just a couple years ago, even today, a lot of detailers are running like very promotional style videos, right? It's a very cool edit that they threw into CapCut. A lot of cool transitions, cool effects. It makes their work look great, right? But it's missing one key factor in that video. What is it, Aaron?
Personability.
Yes,
Like,
personability and education.
yeah, education, being in your shop, who are
Yes,
you, what you
yes,
do, and educating the client on what your business is about. I mean, there's
basic
there's
stuff, right?
yeah, basic, very basic stuff.
Before we jump into the nitty gritty, I want to start off by saying that you don't need to hire a videographer to make these kind of educational videos. You don't need to overthink it. The quicker you can get this up and running, the better, because, like Aaron said, it gives a lot of personability to your brand, right? Especially
Oh
if you have a
yeah.
shop or you've been in business for 5+ years, right? One of the biggest problems that we've noticed isn't the sales process per se, it's that somebody doesn't trust your business, right? It's there's other detailers in your market competing at very similar or different price points, and they need a reason to go with Aaron versus John Smith down the road, right?
A lot of the a lot of the clients that come to us that are leads that turn into clients, they say, "Oh, I watched your videos a million times on Facebook and
Yes.
Instagram. I know what you're even going to do. I'm not worried. Just tell me the price and let's pick a date." A lot of clients say, "What? I don't even care about the price. Just let's go."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, why? Like, what makes you choose us? And always, it's coming back to Aaron. I saw everything already on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your YouTube,
Yes.
and I'm like, bingo. These educational videos are so important, so important that
Yeah.
that's the entire reason of them. That educational content, that personable content.
Yeah. And like Aaron said, it does a lot of positive things for your business. Before we kind of go into more detail on those positive impacts, let's talk about what the heck of educational video is, Aaron. So, like I alluded to earlier, this isn't just a quick video that you shoot of a vehicle, or you're showing cool clips of you foam washing a vehicle, paint correcting it, or applying the coating to. This is a video where you're in front of the camera, preferably. You're breaking down your entire process, who you are as a business, and what somebody can expect to get with benefits, you know, with going with you. So, Aaron, now that we kind of know what an educational video is, can you go into more detail on the specifics of making an educational video?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So there's four types of educational videos and/or videos that you would want to film for content. And
Yes.
one of the most popular in the conversion rates, which when somebody watches it, they actually convert, is going to be your educational content. And so the way that we like to do it at our shop is we actually stand in front of one vehicle and we walk around the entire vehicle explaining what was done to the vehicle and how we did it and being very transparent with our clients as well, or I should say in the video to our leads, to our prospects, about what it is and what it actually takes to do what we do here. And it's
Yeah.
very simple, very short and sweet, maybe 5 minutes of talking. And what you want to do is just explain what you did. You started off with a wash and decontamination. You cleaned the rims, you cleaned the tires. You used a makeup brush like to scrub all the plastics and all the cracks and crevices. Then you did your
Yeah.
iron decon to remove the iron particles. Then you did your clay decon to remove any embedded contamination. Then you did any sort of like paint pour cleaning stuff that the best way is to explain it to your clients like they've never heard of this before, as easy
Yes.
as possible and digestible information. But
Yes.
you want to explain to them that you do your different polishing steps and what that vehicle received, explain your coating, explain the benefits of a coating. It's not necessarily the brand of the coating, but the benefits of what that coating does, your warranty, and just add value adds. It's called a value add to the video. And you want to put these in the first 30 seconds to a minute, maximum a minute, these
Yes.
value adds about what makes your shop the best shop to go with. Now, your shop
Yeah.
might not be the best shop in the area to go with, but at least in the video, you're explaining your benefits and those value adds. For example,
Yeah.
your warranties, for example, your guarantee on your work, for example, your swirls, how many swirl marks you're getting out, the Carfax, your vehicles, coding goes on the Carfax report. Maybe you offer a pickup and drop off service. Maybe you have,
Yes.
200 5-star reviews. Maybe you have the best customer service. Like all of these value adds you're going to put in this video. And instead of them looking and scrolling through Facebook and seeing, oh, ceramic coat your car today. Okay, scroll. They're saying, hey,
Yes.
what is
Yes.
going on today? I want to explain to you what we did to this 2024 Maserati Ghibli behind me. And you kind of go into your spiel.
Yes. Um, so Aaron, when you first were talking about like explaining the entire process, one thing that came to mind was a lot of people who are not car enthusiasts or in the detailing industry have no idea how long a ceramic coating takes from start to finish, right? A lot of people think it's just that tiny bottle that gets hand applied at the end as just the entire package, right? You're charging me $2,000 to apply a little little
A
battle
wax.
of coding. Yeah, is that what you're doing here? No, that's not what we're doing, Mr. Customer. We are doing X, Y, and Z. And the more detail you can go in without using a whole lot of jargon and technical mumbo jumbo, the better, right? You want to explain it in very clear English, right? Because a lot of people that we advertise to, or even in the organic side of things, they're not car enthusiasts, right? They don't drive an exotic. They're just daily drivers who could afford a coating, but just don't know the benefits, right?
Right.
So that's the main thing that you want to highlight there is what it is, who you are, and any sort of social proof that you can kind of brag about in a very subtle way. So, Aaron, can you talk about how to include some of those? Maybe I'm a shop that has 200 5-star reviews on Google. How do I include that in the video without coming off the wrong way?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is marketing, right? This is marketing 101. And the biggest thing is to just kind of say it,
Yep.
a one positive way to not come off the wrong way is to add almost like a kind of like a joke before what you're saying, or make it funny, so they laugh, or something like, so like, what one of the things that I say is like, don't hate me, but we we do have 500 5-star reviews on Google.
Yes.
And they kind of like laugh at the don't hate me, and they're like, oh shit, 500 500, or another one is, I know that people don't like me saying this, but I kind of have a secret. It's that we actually put all of our services on your Carfax report, which is just one of the biggest benefits of working with us.
Yeah.
Or, I don't want to speak too loudly for anybody else to hear, but et cetera, et cetera. So
Yeah.
those are like one way of kind of going about it. One of the ways that's like helped a ton with our business is when I'm kind of saying it, I just speed through it and kind of just don't really
Yeah.
mention it, but it's kind of like in the back of their mind. They kind of hear that. So it's very
Yeah.
simple, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to also mention to you that we do have 500 5-star reviews. But anyways, so going back to your particular vehicle, I wanted to ask
Yes.
you a few questions and go into whatever. And they don't even
And
have time to respond to it, or they
yeah,
really
if
don't
you
think
mention
about it.
it there, like most people, like the reason we want to mention it is because that gives you a lot of credibility. If you do have a lot of 5-star reviews, especially if those are like coding reviews, even better. Like you have customers taking pictures, 5-star reviews, that definitely helps. Um, because this is what will set you apart from your competitors, right? Like it just kind of shows that you're busy, you're the go-to shop, you're somebody reputable, I can trust you. Another thing that I would also mention is that you're licensed and insured, right? Because that'll set you apart from a lot of detailers who are just starting out, testing it out, right? Especially if you're more established, you want to use those kind of credibility elements to your advantage in these
Oh
videos.
yeah. And then another thing that I really like to harp on, right, during the sales process, I guess, is like, hey, what we're doing to your vehicle adds value to your vehicle. Okay, no
Yes.
matter what, we're actually adding value. And when you're doing like a video on this, people find it really nice that you kind of just are honest with them. You kind of, you're a straight shooter, and you explain everything very thoroughly. That education is a huge benefit. And
Yeah.
that's what my clients like. Another thing to just kind of throw in there, like a little like a golden nugget, is when a client is like super happy with their vehicle, or they can't even like, they don't even have any words.
Yes.
What I like to do is I like to grab my microphone. That's, you can get one for like 20 bucks on Amazon that plugs into your phone. You don't need to hire a videographer or hire a photographer or any of that. Just, it's literally 20 $25 on Amazon, and it plugs into your phone, Android or Apple, or Google, whatever phone you have. And you can just have someone record you, and you can say, hey, I'm just here with, XYZ client,
Yes.
and I wanted to
Those are the
get a
best, by the
quick.
way.
Oh yeah.
Super effective, even in advertising. So we have a client out in Nova Scotia. Shout out to Wash and Wax. Sarah, she's amazing. But she did exactly that. She basically had a client record a testimonial as she was picking up her vehicle. We ran that as an ad, and it's been performing for the last 6 months,
Wow.
right? Very
Yeah.
effective. So things like that, where you can really capitalize on the social proof, where you're in a way you're basically saying we are the go-to shop, we're reputable, these people are happy with our work, come check us out. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be, like Aaron said, it doesn't have to be something where you have to hire a videographer, make a whole event out of it. Little, it could be just running and gunning with your phone, right? Just take it out, record, boom, send it over to us. We'll edit it, right? All of those things. The main thing that we want to highlight here is that you're just doing the video content because of how much of an impact it will make on your business without having to go super overboard, right? With, again, getting a production crew, taking a whole day trying to record one ad, right? So these are things that you can do right away. And you can make videos where you're pointing the camera at the vehicle as you're kind of walking around it, explaining everything while talking at the same time. So you don't have to
Yeah.
be in front of the camera, but you can still make those educational videos.
One of the things I wanted to mention with that is like when you're filming a video on your phone, don't be ashamed. Like at my shop, we have a professional videographer. He's a full time staff member of ours, but it's not something that you need right away, and that's not even something that is like even
Necessary. Yeah.
necessary. Like
Yeah.
we do it because we give all of our clients professional photos of their vehicle when it's finished because we're a very very high
Nice.
end shop. But for for your sake, if you're especially if you're just getting started, your phone is fine because like our cameras are shooting in 4K, and guess what? Neither Facebook nor Instagram for ads can even see the 4K. So it's
Yeah.
like a waste of money to even have a professionally filmed ad. And like constantly
Yes.
trading creatives and stuff and adding in new videos here and new videos there and all of this is one of the biggest things to note. Like you're going to be constantly filming and you will actually make it a lot better return on your investment if you
Yeah.
just film with your phone.
Exactly. Yes. Content, meaning how you're breaking it down, what you're going over in the video, plus the frequency, like how many videos you're pumping out, are the two most important things. Shout out to Ray in Austin, Texas. He's a great example of this, right? If you go to his Facebook page, Bob Moses Austin, you can see he's pumping out videos multiple times a week. And
Oh yeah.
the cool part about these educational videos that we're describing here is you don't have to reinvent the wheel each time. You could basically kind of take one format that works and use that just with a different vehicle, right? Same process, same words, right? Same breakdown, just a different vehicle.
Yeah, and when you have multiple vehicles and the same type of content, now it just turns into basically like a free or retargeting campaign,
Yeah.
and they're going to see the same content over and over, but it's fresh content because it's different cars, even though it's the
Yes.
same information being shoved at them, and the client just wants to continue to consume it. The videos with the
Yeah.
cap cut and this and that are cool, but they're not lead magnets. We need a lead magnet, and that's why we have educational content.
Yeah. Not just getting the leads, but getting high quality leads, right? Like going back to my initial point, people want to know what you'll be doing to their vehicle. They want to know the entire process, right? Whether they ask for it explicitly, we just like to put it out there. That way they can see the video first and then submit as a lead. Because now they're more educated, they have a better understanding, you're able to build up that value a lot quicker with them. So it's just a great way to get high quality leads with a very quick turnaround, right?
Oh
Just
yeah,
whip
without a
out
doubt.
your, just pull out your phone, record, and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the number one thing I want to stress here is it does not have to be perfect. um, Aaron, you're, like you mentioned, you're a very high-end shop. Why not use your video editor for all, or I'm sorry, your videographer for all the videos that you make? Why do you like to keep it kind of more loose when it comes to the ads?
Oh yeah. So there's kind of two types of buyers, but also there's like two types of marketing. And like the biggest thing, Sal, is we use our videographer for a lot of the videos, but we still use our phones sometimes because it actually allows the prospect to view a little bit more of a relaxed and laid back
Yes.
video, and
Yes.
it actually lets their guard down a little bit more, and allows them to feel a little bit more comfortable with you because you're kind of acting in a professional but relaxed way. And if everything is always uptight and professional and perfect, it gives a lot of buyers kind of a turnoff,
Yeah.
where
People
they
can
either think it's too expensive, that they can't afford it, or that
exactly.
it's really too high end, or that, everything's really corporate based.
Exactly.
Um, and
Yes.
so it's like,
Yes.
well, this is like a fun, family owned, family friendly business. And oh, they're still, they're growing, I want to support local, they're still filming with their phone.
Yeah.
That's one whole type of demographic. The other
Yeah.
demographic is like, why the heck are you doing film on your phone? I want to see film on, professional, on a camera, on a lens. I want to see that it's, shot in the proper orientations. And that's how we kind of capture both audiences. But
Yeah.
ultimately, if you're a buyer, I guarantee you've bought something where their ad was with someone show, someone filmed the ad on their phone. And we as buyers just want whatever we feel most comfortable with. So
Yeah.
it's
It's more
ultimately
personable. It adds, it basically helps lower their guard, right? Because naturally they're going to be skeptical. And this is something
right.
that we've seen in advertising as well. Don't get me wrong. We get campaigns where, client gets a videographer, they send us the video, we advertise it, and it performs really well, right? But that's not always the case. And one thing that we've noticed before is a lot of people will tend to ignore like a traditional commercial style video versus something that's more personable and relatable. So keep that in
Oh,
mind when
yeah.
recording these videos.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people just scroll past the professional videos. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They see the black bars on the top and bottom. They're like, okay, this is something I'd see on TV, right? I don't want to watch it on my Facebook, Instagram feed, let alone begin watching part of the video. So,
Right.
yeah. And one other thing, something that a lot of clients who make these kind of videos mention is that it kind of adds a little bit of a celebrity factor to the person in front of the camera, right? You get recognized at Walmart, just out and about, people recognize you. And Aaron, can you talk to the impact that just being recognized and having that, not market share, but that mind share, how big of a positive impact that can make on somebody's business?
The average amount of time someone has to see you or think about you before they even fill out a form or inquire is 8. So if you say, "Hey, I own a detailing business," to one person one time, the percent of them ever doing anything about that information is literally like slim to none. They need 8 touch points before they'll even remotely consider clicking
Yes.
on your ad, looking you up, watching your more of your videos 8 times. So there's actually a metric in Facebook, and shout out to Details Growth, but there's a metric in Facebook that shows you how many times your viewers on average are on average are watching your video, or at least seeing your video, not necessarily watching,
Yes.
but seeing it. And I can't remember the name of
Frequency.
it's a frequency. Yeah, it's a frequency rate. And if your frequency rate is just 0.5 or 1 or whatever, I'm going to
Yeah.
look mine up right now, but
Yeah.
um if it's very low, then you're clearly not, you're not going to have people click on you. It's And you ask me, well, Aaron, that's kind of rude, or why, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, no, it's blunt, it's honest. People don't care about you unless they've seen you 8 times. And so that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, marketing is it's a very quick return on investment, but you have to give it time, and then it becomes quick.
Yeah.
It's not
And I
just
think
like a
the
boom, 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 done, easy. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, one ad is not going to transform your business, but if you can get in front of the camera, showcase your logo, showcase your shop over a short amount of time, I would say between 2 to 3 months is probably sooner than that. Between 2 to 3 months, you can begin to build up that mind share, right? You get people thinking about you, you get that brand awareness, and more importantly, you get to build that trust with your market, right? I mean, put yourself in the lead's shoe, right? If you're out there in the market for ceramic coating and you see one ad, it's a cool edit, but it's missing that educational piece versus somebody who's in front of the camera, breaks down their process, kind of gives you the whole spiel, right? Between 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to be more likely to not only remember, but go with the guy who gave you more quality information, who kind of is more personable, is more reputable, has quality of work. So if you stack all of those things on top of each other, that's where the choice becomes super clear to somebody in the market.
Oh yeah,
Somebody
I
who's
just looked up our frequency too, which was pretty cool. Yeah. The
yeah,
the higher the number for frequency, the more times people are seeing your ads,
yes,
and the touch points, literally 8 touch points you need before you can even remotely have their interest. So it's good to know, like, hey, run the ads and just keep filming content, keep filming content.
yes, yeah, and you'll hear it from your leads and your customers. They'll say, "Hey, just saw your video on Facebook or just saw your video on Instagram. That's why I'm reaching out. That's why I'm calling." It adds a lot of that personability to you as a business owner, right? Or whoever's in
Oh
your
yeah,
team who doesn't mind being in front of the camera, but preferably if you're an owner operator, I would highly recommend getting in front of the
yeah,
camera because
and also, oh, go ahead.
yeah, because it can make a big impact in a relatively short period of time with what I would consider a very low effort kind of video. Not effort in terms of quality, but in terms of how fast you go from start point to result.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, and also kind of to answer your question, Sal, regarding the people recognizing me, um, when they recognize you and it's like there's already a rapport built, even though they don't
Yes.
know you, and it's like an
Yes.
instant sale. It's such an easy sale because they recognize you and they remember you and they see you. I have clients maybe one time every other day, so like 4 times a week, maybe total, that someone will come in, they'll go, "Oh my gosh, are you the guy on the Facebook?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Yeah, heck yeah, I am." And then I just close the
Yes.
deal. It's so easy because they know who you are. It's like they've already met you. They're meeting a celebrity. I guarantee you right now, if you were walking down the street and Taylor Swift shows up and you see Taylor Swift and she's like, "Hey, I just opened up this new restaurant. Are you willing to try it?" How many of you are probably going to say no? Nobody.
I'm gonna say
Every single
yes.
person's going to
Yeah.
be like, "Yeah, I'll try it. It's Taylor Swift. Come on." So
Yeah.
you don't meet Taylor Swift every day, but you can meet Aaron Latman by coming to attention to detail. And so when they
Yes.
come here, they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's Aaron." Like, you're not expecting the person in the ads to be there. So
Yeah.
you can't get that with a picture, which is why video content is just so important.
Yeah. And again, just to kind of wrap things up here, I wanted to let you guys know that the more frequently that you can make those videos, the better, right? Because, like Aaron was talking about with the frequency rate, right? You want to stay, and this is something that we measure internally, but like, if you ask us about this, we can tell you what your frequency score is, but you want to stay between 2 to 5, right? If you get past 5, meaning somebody has seen it 5 different times, that specific ad 5 different times, um, you can kind of get into the ad fatigue realm, right? Which is where that ad, somebody's seeing it so much that they're beginning to ignore it. That's where you want to add that variety, right? A different colored vehicle, a different style of vehicle, something unique, attention grabbing. You want to use these to your advantage because um, as a small business owner, when you begin kind of building up your clientele, nobody knows you, right, Aaron? Nobody knows who you are. They don't really know the services you offer. So it could seem like an uphill battle, but video content is pretty much like a cheat code to get your name out there, to get your logo out there, to get your services out there, and begin talking with people who might be interested in getting their vehicle coded. So, Aaron, real quick, just to wrap up here, can you talk to me about the importance of making those videos consistently?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So the biggest importance to making these videos consistently is really that it gives not only your marketing team a way to continue to change things up, right? But what it also does is it allows there to be a variety for your leads and your prospects to see what you are doing on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and they can see like, oh, we don't just have one car in the shop, we have a bunch of different cars in the shop, right?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing with this, is that, like, what it does is it allows the prospects to build that trust because there's more vehicles, and if other people are trusting you with their vehicle, then they want to trust you with their vehicle. And so when you
Right.
have, when you have 5 different cars and they see them over the course of a month, then it's showing, okay, 5 people this month trusted them. That's what's kind of like going on psychologically versus, well, I just keep seeing the same car over and over and over. The ad frequency is more so just seeing you as a business, not
Yes.
necessarily the same video. And to kind of clarify there, but yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so Aaron, real quick, I want to ask you an important question. So let's say I started Sal's Auto Detail, right? I'm a mobile detailer. I don't have any ceramic coating customers. How do I get started with video content?
Yeah. So how to get started with video content? Let's clarify this scenario here. Do you have a marketing team or no?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay, no marketing team. Well, I recommend very strongly Detailer's Growth, just so you know. But the first thing you should do is you get your Instagram, your Facebook, get a YouTube account, get a TikTok account, and get a LinkedIn account. Okay, let me say that again: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Okay. Once you get all those, you're going to just do the posting on every single one. It's the same post. And you want to go on Amazon. You want to buy this $25 microphone that plugs into your phone, whether you have an Apple, Samsung, or Google. Plug it in, film yourself walking around a video you just did, whether it's ceramic coating, paint correction. You could even start if you're really new to the business. Start with just an interior and what you did and how you did it, but
Yes.
do the entire wash, decons, paint correction, ceramic coating, the application, how many towels you used, why you did this, why you did that. Film that video, maybe 3 to 5 minutes long, 5 to 7 minutes, whatever is your most comfortable range. Film around the vehicle, do like a tour of the vehicle. Make sure to not film the license plate. And when you post that video, then you're on the right track. And do that again in 4 days, and do it again in another 4 days, and another 4 days, and twice a week, filming these cars that you're doing, and showcase to the public what cars you're doing. Then
Yep.
you can use that without marketing. If someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm looking to get my Toyota 4Runner coated," oh, I just did a 4Runner. Copy link,
Yes.
send.
Yes. That
Copy
is
link,
super
send.
key.
Copy
We
link,
have
send.
clients.
Copy link, send.
Yes. We have clients who have sales rep who do that exact same thing. Hey, by
Yep.
the way, John, thank you for submitting your ceramic coat inquiry. I see you have a F-150. We just did a couple of those last month. Let me show you. And now, dude, Aaron, as a F-150 truck owner, man, you're blown away. You're like, wow, I
Holy
saw the
crap, you
ad.
did it to their car. I'm doing it to mine. Done. Book me, book me, book me.
My car looks like that. It has swirl marks like that, or like that car did. I know that these guys know how to work with my specific vehicle.
Right. Oh,
Yes.
they've done a Tesla before. Okay, I can trust them. Oh, they've done a Porsche 911. Oh, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
You
And
know?
this is how you crack into those luxury vehicle, owner groups, those exotics. It's just by showcasing it, right? If you're owner operator, you're just starting out, use your own vehicle, use a friend's, a family's vehicle to just get something to make content with. And you'll be surprised at how quickly that'll snowball to not just more content, but more customers, right? More revenue. So, I mean, you would be very surprised at how quickly video content can take your business from doing okay to doing exceptionally well in a very short period of time.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yes.
Sal, thanks for having me on again. I really, really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you.
Aaron, thank you so much for sitting down, telling us about your
Guys,
video content. And
if
if
you
anyone's
want your
curious,
car to get coated, call me. No, I'm kidding.
no, if anybody's curious, I would highly recommend you go to attention, the number two detail. No, attention to detail, luxury coatings and detailing. What is the Facebook page name?
Luxury detailing and coatings.
Luxury detailing and coatings.
Yep.
Attention, the number two, luxury detailing and coatings on
You forgot the
Facebook.
detail. Attention
You'll
to
see.
detail, luxury detailing and coatings. And you'll see all my
Exactly.
video content, and you
Yes.
can just don't steal it.
Like them
Just
all.
be original. Like them all,
Like
but
them
be
all.
original. Be original.
Be
If you
original.
have any
Be
questions,
original.
call me, call Sal, text me, whatever you need to do, get a hold of us.
Yep.
Any of his internal team will reach out to me, send me an email, and
Yes.
well, let's
Yeah.
freaking rock and roll. Aaron at detailsgrowth.com.
Peace.
Peace.